Happy Tuesday. Happy Vietnam Veterans Day. A day to look back and thank all those young men and women who set their lives aside, their plans aside, because the nation called. They've done that for centuries now. Young people have put all their hopes and dreams aside when the country needed them, when we needed them. I was a young person back then in the Vietnam War, and a lot of my friends were called up. In the time of the Vietnam War, we had what was called it was like a bingo, it was a lottery. Then a certain night of each week, they would spin a ball someplace and call out the numbers that were picked. That meant you were going. It was a different time than now. But still, the angst and the anger and frustrations and dreams that are set aside are with us now. But today is the day we take time to remember and thank those veterans of the Vietnam War era. Say thank you. We're so glad you came back. And thank you. Now, we're going to do some Tai Chi seated, basic Tai Chi. I should introduce myself. I should change this. My name is Madon Daly. There's a place over here where I can change from instructor to me. Hold on a second. I forgot to do that part before. Let me rename myself. And just like that, I'm a whole new person. So we're going to get started, and I'm not going to do much vocal cueing on this. It's literally going to be watch and follow, as all Tai Chi Fit is. Tai Chi Fit is a wonderful form of Tai Chi. It's developed by David Dorian Roth, and there's nothing to learn. There's no criticisms, nothing that said you should have put your feet closer or anything like that. You just watch and follow. Inhale, exhale, relax, and just let the energy move through you and flow. And it is a lovely day to do this outside. So if you can go outside, please do, because spring is, I hesitate to say finally, and no snow was ever coming back for a while, but it sure feels like it is here. So I'm going to get back in the chair and we'll get started. Oh, I have more people coming in. I'm sorry, I thought I changed it so they wouldn't have to go to the waiting room, but it seems they are there. So I'm going to give them a few more minutes, see who else pops up. And we'll get started. Does anyone have any questions as we're waiting for the world to show up? Hi, Chris. Hi, Marcy. And give it a couple more minutes, see who else might show up. There we go. Leslie's here. Leslie is here to join us. The other evening, I had set up to do a flow show, and right before then, well, first it was like, I'm in Kansas, so, KU plays basketball. We all want to know about it. We watched the end of the KU basketball game, and just then, boom, no electricity whatsoever. And then it came on about an hour and a half later, but no internet. We didn't have internet till the following morning. So it sounded like a shaggy dog story, but it seems somebody was driving down the road about half a mile away, ran into a power pole, knocked the power pole down, Power pole fell on a tree, knocked the tree down, caught the tree on fire. Fire caught the grass at the business building. Anyway, so it's like, all I have to say is we didn't have internet or power. Thank goodness. That was the easy part. Okay, I'll give 1 more minute in case somebody else wants to join us. We'll go from there. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, funny shaggy dog stories to share? Okay. So as I said, this is going to be a seated flow show. I'm not going to do any vocal cueing, so it's going to be up to me to show you adequately what I hope you'll do. And as always with Tai Chi Fit, there's no criticism, there's no critiquing. It's simply a matter of watch, follow, breathe. Breathing is so important. Breathe, move, feel good, feel better, get energy. Easy
I
peasy.
didn't actually realize I was muted there, but I do have one question.
Okay.
Just because I'm trying to go about setting up my own flow shows soon when I meet the requirements for that. Is there anything about the process I should know of getting on the calendar, who to contact and such?
It's a lot easier now than it used to be. When you go into Zoom, you sign in as student at taichifit.net. And then under they'll give you the password for that. So everyone signs in under that same account for their flow show. And then in Zoom, you'll go into meeting, schedule a meeting, new meeting, whichever one it is, and put down then, the name of it. The one thing you need to always have is with your name. So it's going to be like seated flow with Madon, inner flow with Madon, with Chris, with Leslie, with Marcy.
And do you have to get anyone's approval ahead of time, or as long as you're qualified?
When are you in the basic program right now?
I'm in the veterans program.
The meditation, yeah. You have to do a certain number of those, and in the coursework, they'll tell you when it's time to do it, and then you just pretty much go in and schedule it. When you schedule it in Zoom, then it'll automatically fill the calendar over on Tai Chi Fit. The Tai Chi Fit website where it says flow shows and shows you the calendar of those. Okay. From Zoom, it will automatically fill there. Or the people on the staff are very intuitive about figuring out, Chris has been here. Let's put it on there. So that's kind of it. And then you can always have Zoom, also fill it to your personal calendar, whether you use Google or Outlook or whatever, so it shows up. And then post it, like on the open community or Tai Chi Fit instructors or whatever. That's about it, I think. It's much easier than it used to be. Much.
Nice.
The music, DDR will want you to figure out what music you're going to use and kind of use like maybe 15 minutes worth of music in a loop or something. Be sure you use non-copyrighted music, and because otherwise Facebook or whomever you're posting it to will send you notes and tell you you're an evil person. Close. I had
sounds about right.
Yeah, I made the mistake once of having just It's a Beautiful World playing, and I had about 30 seconds of it, and all of a sudden I got cut off, and this flash came across that said, "You're using copyrighted materials." So they're serious. I had to write an explanation and say, "Please forgive me, I didn't know, fool that I am." So they're serious about that part. So use non-copyrighted material. I find it either on Spotify, or you can also find it on Epidemic Sound, either place. Lots of playlists. The ones I use now are really the ones I found on Spotify. It's just real straightforward. You can search non-copyrighted music and pick it out and save a playlist, and there you go. But good question. Good question.
Hey, Madon,
Hey, Marcy.
if I have purchased music like I have on my iPad to use, is that okay, or is that still not okay if it's purchased?
Not okay.
Okay,
Because you purchased it for your own individual entertainment, but not to be broadcast.
okay. I'll just find those same songs on Spotify. I saw them today, so
If they're there, and make sure they're under the non-copyrighted portion.
how do you know that part?
Yeah, you just search up in the search engine or the little magnifying thing, put in non-copyrighted.
Okay,
Sometimes
Okay.
they abbreviate it NCM, I think. NC.
okay,
But there
okay,
will be gobs and gobs of songs, and there's some really nice. There's some things kind of like Tibetan bells, if you like that sort of thing. There's a,
okay.
a young woman named Megan. Where is she? Megan Wofford, and she has a lot. I don't know if you can see. There's part of my playlist.
Okay,
But you
thank
can
you.
find hours worth of stuff there that's really appropriate. If you're not here, secret of the day. If you're not streaming it live, if you're doing it an in-person class and maybe someone's joining on Zoom, but it's not going to be broadcast out, the Eagles has wonderful music that's a right beat for Tai Chi. And it's we kind of all kind of know the Eagles, whether we're from that generation or a different one, but they have it's just great tempo for it and all. The other one I found some of my people like Neil Sedaka. You may have to look up Neil Sedaka to see who he is, but he has wonderful music that's. I think the thing is, pick music that is, not it doesn't have to be upbeat, but it's just relaxing. A nice beat that you can follow, and it doesn't have any sudden crashes or a lot of words in it. That works well. The one with the Neil Sedaka is that some of people in my class start singing along. Oh, Carol, I was such a fool. Even though we do it slowly, they just love to kind of reminisce and go back on those things. So that's that. And the Eagles. I use the Eagles a lot, especially with the veterans. It's good music.
Madon, what was the last name of Megan?
Wofford.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, she does piano instrumentals, and she has a lot of good stuff.
Neil Sedaka, is that two D's or one?
One. Hang on a second. Give me a moment. I will happen to. All right, where'd it go? Give me a second. Come back. There you go.
Awesome.
Since I'm streaming this to YouTube, I cannot play any of it for you, but it's great stuff. Um, yeah. So that's what I found is the easiest way to find music. Yeah. Megan is Megan and Wofford is Wofford. And if you kind of start pulling up her name or others, Gavin Luke, Gavinluke, has some other really good music. I like those because sometimes I'll pick some music and I'm going, oh, this is great. And then about a minute into it, it just goes, not so great. Or the words come on and the words are not what I consider appropriate for Tai Chi. So these are go-tos that are always safe. Anything else?
Madon,
Yes.
are you using OBS and all that stuff? Are you doing it from Zoom and then just pressing the live button?
I'm not going to show it on myself.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you that I'm just using it with Zoom, camera, and my iPad for music. It would be better if I found the time to. I've got OBS loaded, I've got Camo loaded, but I use this computer to do in-person classes. Like this morning, I was up north and did a class. Then I came back here. So it may just be my old mindset, but when I'm packing things up, I know what to stick in the bag, speakers, this, that, the other, zip it up, get there, unzip it, plug it in. Extension cords are always great to have, and go. I don't have to think about, it's there's enough other things to.
So if this is, you're live streaming to YouTube right now?
Uh-huh,
So are you doing that through Zoom?
uh-huh.
Okay.
And with Zoom, it's super easy. You go down there on the bottom, over on the right, the taskbar on the bottom, far right, it'll say More and dots. You click there, and it will give you the options of, where to click on it, make sure.
When I did that, I did live to Facebook as a test, and the lag was horrendous. I mean, it was really bad. You're not lagging at all. I mean, you're right on it, audio and video.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering why I did it to Facebook. I'm wondering if YouTube is better or.
Well, I've done both of them, and it's the first time anyone gave me feedback, so I'm glad to know that I'm synced with you. So I'm going to guess that YouTube's better, and
Okay.
then you could share from YouTube back to your Facebook pages
Okay.
that way. Because I found on Facebook also, there can be a real big reverberation in the sound. It'll be a little bit behind, and so you hear me say it once, and then you hear me say it again, and the answer to that has been that when I stream it to Facebook, I mute it on Facebook. It still comes up, it works, but you don't get the reverberation. I have no explanation for why it works that way and you still have sound, but it does.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, let me put this up here so I can see all of you fine people. Okay, I'm going to start with it. Tell me about the music. Can you hear the music?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
I change cameras, then it'll work. Come on, camera. Oh, don't stop it. There we go. I like to do on each side before I go on, just to help people with their balance. motion dribble. Turn over. Slow motion. Have you done the arrow before? That's the arrow. Pull back on the string of the bow, really tight. You have to pull, settle into it before you shoot. And let it go. Sound effects are always good. We're going to cross our hands over this leg and come up at the princess or maid and come back up to the mountain. Jojo, come over and ask for it to be planted. Hi, Jojo, baby. Last one. And ladies and gentlemen, it is 2:01. I'm supposed to be in another room at 2. So see you later.